Learn continents. Africa, 16% of humans, 20% of land, cradle of humanity and slavery. Africa is the world's second largest and second most populous continent, after Asia. With 1.3 billion people as of 2018, it accounts for about 16% of the world's human population. Africa's population is the youngest amongst all the continents. Africa is the least wealthy continent per capita. Algeria is Africa's largest country by area, and Nigeria is its largest by population. Early human civilizations, such as Ancient Egypt and Phoenicia, emerged in North Africa. Following a subsequent long and complex history of civilizations, migration, and trade, Africa hosts a large diversity of ethnicities, cultures, and languages. The last 400 years have witnessed an increasing European influence on the continent. Starting in the 16th century, this was driven by trade, including the transatlantic slave trade, which created large African diaspora populations in the Americas. In the late 19th century, European countries colonized almost all of Africa, extracting resources from the continent and exploiting local communities. Most present states in Africa emerged from a process of decolonization in the 20th century. Cradle of Humanity. Africa, particularly Eastern Africa, is widely accepted as the place of origin of humans and the hominid clade, meaning that Africa has a long and complex history. The earliest hominids and their ancestors have been dated to around 7 million years ago. Africa is considered by most paleoanthropologists to be the oldest inhabited territory on Earth, with the human species originating from the continent. During the mid-20th century, anthropologists discovered many fossils and evidence of human occupation, perhaps as early as 7 million years ago. After the evolution of Homo sapiens approximately 350,000 to 260,000 years BP in Africa, the continent was mainly populated by groups of hunter-gatherers. Africa's population has rapidly increased over the last 40 years, and consequently, it is relatively young. In some African states, more than half the population is under 25 years of age. Religion. While Africans profess a wide variety of religious beliefs, the majority of the people respect African religions or parts of them. However, in formal surveys or census, most people will identify with major religions that came from outside the continent, mainly through colonization. There are several reasons for this, the main one being the colonial idea that African religious beliefs and practices are not good enough. Religious beliefs and statistics on religious affiliation are difficult to come by since they are often a sensitive topic for governments with mixed religious populations. According to the World Book Encyclopedia, Islam and Christianity are the two largest religions in Africa. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, 45% of the population are Christians, 40% are Muslims, and 10% follow traditional religions. A small number of Africans are Hindu, Buddhist, Confucianist, Baha'i, or Jewish. There is also a minority of people in Africa who are irreligious. Geography. Africa is the largest of the three great southward projections from the largest landmass of the Earth. Separated from Europe by the Mediterranean Sea, it is joined to Asia at its northeast extremity by the Isthmus of Suez. Africa's largest country is Algeria, and its smallest country is Seychelles, an archipelago off the east coast. The smallest nation on the continental mainland is the Gambia. Climate. The climate of Africa ranges from tropical to subarctic on its highest peaks. Its northern half is primarily desert, or arid, while its central and southern areas contain both savanna plains and dense jungle regions. In between, there is a convergence, where vegetation patterns, such as Sahel and steppe dominate. Africa is the hottest continent on Earth, and 60% of the entire land surface consists of drylands and deserts. 118. Climate change in Africa is an increasingly serious threat for Africans, as Africa is among the most vulnerable continents to climate change. Politics. The African Union is a continental union consisting of 55 member states. The Union was formed, with Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, as its headquarters, on June 26, 2001. The Union was officially established on July 9, 2002, as a successor to the Organization of African Unity. In July 2004, the African Union's Pan-African Parliament was relocated to Midrand, in South Africa, but the African Commission on Human and People's Rights remained in Addis Ababa. Extensive human rights abuses still occur in several parts of Africa, often under the oversight of the state. Most of such violations occur for political reasons, often as a side effect of civil war. Countries where major human rights violations have been reported in recent times include the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Sudan, Zimbabwe, and Côte d'Ivoire. Economy. Although it has abundant natural resources, Africa remains the world's poorest and least developed continent, the result of a variety of causes that may include corrupt governments that have often committed serious human rights violations, failed central planning, high levels of illiteracy, lack of access to foreign capital, and frequent tribal and military conflict. Its total nominal GDP remains behind that of the United States, China, Japan, Germany, the United Kingdom, India, and France. According to the United Nations Human Development Report in 2003, the bottom 24 ranked nations were all African. Poverty, illiteracy, malnutrition, and inadequate water supply and sanitation, as well as poor health, affect a large proportion of the people who reside in the African continent. In August 2008, the World Bank announced revised global poverty estimates based on a new international poverty line of $1.25 per day. 81% of the sub-Saharan Africa population was living on less than $2.50 per day in 2005, compared with 86% for India. Sub-Saharan Africa is the least successful region of the world in reducing poverty, some 50% of the population living in poverty in 1981. In recent years, the People's Republic of China has built increasingly stronger ties with African nations and is Africa's largest trading partner. Slavery. Slavery had long been practiced in Africa. Between the 15th and the 19th centuries, the Atlantic slave trade took an estimated 7 to 12 million slaves to the New World. Hashtags Continents, Africa, 1,300 million people, Cradle of Humanity, Slavery. Learn Continents, Africa, 16% of humans, 20% of land, Cradle of Humanity, and Slavery.